What's up, everybody? My name is Kier, and you are watching The Important Things That Really Matter. Today, we're going to be talking about your girlfriend might really be your enemy. Your girlfriend may be your enemy, part 1. I'm going to give you some examples of how your girlfriend or girlfriends, or maybe even some older women, may have prevented you or stopped you from getting your husband or being in a really, really good relationship. So a lot of times you might be out somewhere, and for us men, sometimes it takes a lot of effort to go up to a woman to say, hello, I like you, I like to get to know you, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, okay? Especially it's very, very hard because a lot of us men don't want to be, rejected, especially in front of some other women. And so many times, a lot of men won't even come up to a woman if she's around other women, because instead of this woman trying to get to know the man that might be 100% good for her, she's too concerned about impressing her girlfriends by rejecting somebody. So she gets points, I guess, in the women's world, for I rejected him in front of you. So I got more points with my girlfriends, which is the most dumbest thing in the world, because it took a whole lot of effort for the man to come up to talk to the woman to begin with. And what a lot of you women do not realize, is that your girlfriends, and maybe even some other older women, like some of your aunties and maybe even your mother, may have prevented you or hindered you from getting your husband. So a guy comes up and talks to you and say, hey, how you doing? I would like to get to know you. My name is such and such. I got this stuff going on, da-da-da, da-da, da-da, da-da. Okay, he runs a spiel, and you looking at the man, you're like, yeah, I'd like to get to know you too. So girlfriend right next to you like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute. He looks like a dusty. He look like he don't have nothing going on for him, girl. Look at him. Look at the way he's dressed. And the woman will sit up there and embarrass the man in front of another man. And so instead of her thinking to herself, this is a handsome brother. Look like he got his stuff going on. He's dressed nice, got his hair cut, look really good. Instead of her looking at him, she's more concerned about impressing her dumb girlfriend, who really and truly is jealous of the fact that somebody came up to talk to her girlfriend instead of coming and talking to her. You follow what I'm saying? So a lot of times you think your girlfriend has got your best interest and got your back when she don't. And your girlfriend could have caused you to miss out on your husband. That's right. Your girlfriend, some of your aunties, and maybe even your mother may have prevented you from getting your husband. They'll sit up and tell you some crap about, oh, girl, you too young. You're only 22 years old. You too young to get married. Yeah, well, they're telling you that because they want to be out in the street, and they want you to be out in the street with them. And ain't nobody come up and talking to them, saying, hello, I'd like to get to know you. No, they didn't come up and talk to them. They came up and talked to you. And because you with your girlfriends, you want to impress them instead of saying, this man might be my husband, or this man might have me in a really good relationship. But because you sat up here and want to impress your girlfriend, instead of thinking about this man that might love you, take care of you, look after you, and take care of you the rest of your life, you're more concerned about your girlfriend and impressing her, which is dumb. Okay, and by that, your girlfriend coming in supposedly being your friend and defending you, she's only angry at the fact that she's jealous of the fact that some man came up and talked to you instead of coming up and talking to her. Follow what I'm saying? This is how your girlfriend, this is how your aunties, this is maybe even be your mother, how they have hindered you from getting with your husband or missing out on your husband. And a man probably would have taken care of you the rest of your life. Okay, but you listen to some other woman. So anyway, this is an example of how your girlfriends, your aunties, and maybe even your mother might be jealous It may hinder you from getting your husband. Do you understand? So one of the things that you need to take into consideration tremendously is that you better forget about trying to impress your girlfriends and think about and stop and don't be listening to that crap about you too young to get married, because the prime years for women to get married, according to this female doctor, the prime years for a woman to have a child, which is also the prime years to get married, some of her best years are from 18 to 27. From 18 to 27 are the woman's prime years, best years to get married, and prime years, best years to have a child. This was according to this female doctor. Fair use, fair use, fair use. On this television show where I seen this female doctor trying to tell women this, because society, the media got women thinking that they can be 50, 60 years old and still have a baby. They can be 40 years old and have a baby with no problem. Now, yeah, there's some people that might be able to have a baby, but in most cases, in many cases, when that woman is about 40 years old, she's going to have a whole lot of problems. And that woman might have to spend $100,000 or $200,000 to a medical institution or hospital to help her to get pregnant. Who wants to spend $100,000 or $200,000 trying to get a woman pregnant? Okay? When she could have got pregnant in her 20s. But in your 20s, your girlfriends, your mamas, your aunties, all saying, girl, you too young to get married. You too young to get married. No, they want you to make the same mistakes that they made. Like I stated, that female doctor said that the prime years for a woman to get married and to have children is from 18 to 27 years old. After 27 years old, your body starts going downhill, ladies. You better keep that in mind. And on the same talk show, there was a woman that was 30 years old, 30. She was 30 years old. Could not have a child. And in many medical institutions, if the woman is 35 years old, she is considered a high-risk pregnancy. At 35 years old, a high-risk pregnancy. I had a female friend of mine. She was trying to get pregnant at 37 years old. She was having all types of problems. All types of problems trying to get pregnant. Okay? So, let me tell you something. Let me tell you another example of how your girlfriends or some older women can hinder you from getting your husband or hinder you from being in a very, very good relationship. I was at Shane Park, the very, very well-known concert event location in the metropolitan Detroit area. I was at Shane Park. I was down there, and while I was down there, I literally was probably about 10 feet away from the stage. Literally about 10 feet away from the stage at Shane Park. And so while I was there, the concert was going on and everybody was dancing around and stuff. So this woman came up to me. And started dancing. And I mean, nice looking young chocolate brown woman came up to me and started dancing and started wiggling. And then she dropped it like it's hot. And I was like, where'd she go? I looked down, she down here. And she wiggling and had her face and her head near where my belt buckle was at. So she wiggling and dancing around, and I'm looking at her while she wiggling and dancing around down there. I'm like, oh, girl, okay, all right. So she comes back up and looks at me, and then I put my arms around her and start dancing with her a little bit. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this woman feels so good in my arms. Oh man. This woman felt so good in my arms, okay? So we dancing around, everything was going well. She all up on me. She all real close in my face. I'm looking at her, she looking at me, and we were just vibing. Everything was going real well. And I'm like, dang, I want to get to know you, okay? And so she wanted the same thing. And right as I was about to ask the woman for her phone number, guess what her girlfriend did? That heifer. Let me tell you what she did. Her girlfriend come up, she was mad. I mean, she one of them yellow, high yellow women. She mad that I'm talking to this woman. The woman's all in my arms. I got my arm around her waist and everything. And we just vibing and everything. This woman, she gets so mad, she runs up, grabs the woman that's in my arm and snatches her out of my arm. And then takes the woman up on stage. Man, I was so pissed off. And unfortunately, where I was at the concert and other stuff that was going on at the concert, I couldn't really run up after her and grab her back to me. I couldn't do that. And so due to everything that was going on at the concert. And so, man, you talking about somebody being so mad. But the point of the matter is that I want you to recognize is this. The girlfriend was so jealous of the fact that things were going so well between me and this other woman that she grabbed the woman's arm and grabbed her out of my arms to take her on stage away from me where I couldn't get back in contact with her. So that whole evening, I could not get back in contact with her. And so I'm like, man, what is the point that I'm making? The point that I'm making is, if I had gotten that woman's number, who knows? We could have been seeing each other to this day. Who knows? We may have even got married or something. You never know, okay? And so, but we were vibing. I mean, we were really, really vibing together very, very well. But her girlfriend was angry and pissed off that I wasn't talking to her. She figured she's supposed to be light-skinned. I'm supposed to want to talk to her. Well, I didn't want to talk to her. I want to talk to the woman that was standing right in front of me in my arms. And she was feeling real good in my arms. And she was feeling good in my arms. She enjoyed me having my arms around her, and things were going well between us. This is how your girlfriends will hinder you, stop you from your husband, hinder you or stop you from a good relationship. And you gonna sit up here and think that your girlfriend is doing this in the best of your interest when she's actually doing it, hindering you or stopping you from your husband because she's jealous that nobody's talking to her. Keep everything that I'm saying in mind, because your girlfriends, your aunties, maybe even your mother may tell you things or do certain things that will totally wreck up your relationship. Like this number one thing you hear a whole lot from, oh girl, you're too young to get married. Girl, you are too young to get married. You only 20 years old. You're only 22 years old. You're too young to get married. I already told you what the female doctor said. The prime years for a female to have a child and also to get married is from the years 18 years old to about 27 years old. And they had a woman on the show, like I said, fair use, fair use, fair use. They had a woman on the show that was 30 years old and could not have any children. A lot of the older women want you to blow and run through your 20s and build up your body count so much so that you cannot even bond with a man after a while. You may not even be used to being with one man. You might be used to being with several men. And it's hard for you to make the adjustment. I seen a woman that was being interviewed, and she married some guy. They went over to the wife and they were interviewing her. She was like, well, oh yeah, we see that y'all got married not too long ago. She's like, yeah, we got married too long ago. She's like, well, how's it working? And so this woman was like, yeah, it's just, I've been kind of having a hard time. So you having a hard time being married? Yeah, just kind of having a hard time dealing with. She's used to being with numerous men. She was used to being with numerous men. See, this is what happens when you start building that body count up, okay? To be like your aunties and stuff. You don't want to build that body count up. You want to be able to bond with your husband, bond with your man, okay? And there was another woman, it was the same exact thing. There's another woman was being interviewed. And somebody asked her about marriage. You ever think about marriage or so? The woman almost had a panic attack that woman almost had a panic attack. They asked her about marriage. She's like, I can't imagine just being with one man. I can't imagine just being with one man. Like, dang, that girl must have she may have been with over 1,500 men the way she talking. I can't imagine being with just one man for the rest of my life. She was in a heart attack. She sounded like she about to have a panic attack. So ladies, keep this in mind. Keep your body counts down. Stop listening to those older women, because misery loves company. They're miserable and they want you to be miserable. They want you to blow through your 20s. See, if they hadn't been running the street in their 20s, they probably ran into their husband probably about half dozen times or more. Men that wanted to marry them, men that loved them. They're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. I want to have fun. And sometimes women will wait till they get married and tell their husband they want to have fun, and they'll leave the husband and devastate the husband, devastate the family. All right, please like, please share, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and peace.